going yet? Wait, not yet. Usually it says it's fine.
Yeah, it's saying live for me.
Okay, here we go. Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Marty. What's up, Marty?
Hello, Joe.
All right, so what do you got for us? You want to start off
Ah,
with this 7 day
yeah.
bridge?
The 7 day ratings have came out for Joy to the World, and I think it was the fifth most watched show in the UK on the BBC on Christmas Day.
Hmm.
So it's averaged out at 6.2 million views
Yeah,
so
it went
far.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, it's still going, but as I say, we won't know the final figure until the end of January once the 28-day figures are in.
right. But also, it's
Because
doing very well. It was doing very well on Disney Plus.
yeah, it was number one in I think 6 or 7 countries.
Yeah,
I think the highest it got to in the States at one point I seen was number three.
right. I only
So
saw it at 5, so I wasn't paying attention. But
yeah,
yeah,
there's a screenshot of it at number three in the States. So
okay.
yeah, it by all accounts it has performed very well, even dare I say it, maybe even better than what they were expecting.
Now, why is it that these doom and gloomers continue to try to change the narrative to prove their point that Doctor Who should be canceled? Why are they continuing with that?
I don't know. I think for some of them it's probably a case of they either they either don't like the fact that the show's you know on Disney Plus, um, or they just don't like this era at all. Um, you know, the thing that people don't seem to understand, well, a small minority of people don't seem to understand, is that ratings have changed compared to what they were, you know, five, maybe more than 6 years ago. I mean, at the end of the day now, streaming is the more popular thing. People don't sit down anymore and watch shows as they go out.
Right.
Um, People are more likely to catch up with stuff after it's gone out. Um, and and people are more, as I say, people are more likely to choose streaming than they are likely to choose linear TV, and that has caused a collapse of ratings across the board on
Yeah.
television.
I remember
Um,
it came out so early here that I actually was sleeping, and I usually sleep some at that time, and I wound up waking up and I saw it like 2 hours later, which is
yeah,
like, I mean, in the middle, like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it's like, okay,
yeah,
it's strange.
it came out very early because they didn't do the midnight release. They just released it as per usual on
Which I don't think
as
they're going to do that anymore, right? I don't think they're going to do the midnight stuff anymore.
I I heard they weren't going to do the midnight stuff. I heard that. I mean, there are people saying that we're going to get the midnight release and we're going to get 2 episodes again, but I
Well,
don't like
that's
it.
it. You and I talked about this off air. That's a Disney Plus thing because Disney
Yeah,
Plus, with every single one of their shows, they did 2 episodes.
yeah,
And,
um,
it seems to work because they have a big premiere night.
yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm just traditional. I like, I am one of the few people that still likes to watch the show as it goes out live.
Yeah, right.
Um, so I'm more a fan of, you know, I, I think you need if you're gonna do 2 episode drop, I think you need two good strong episodes to keep people engaged.
Well, that's the thing is like the opener, it can't be the best episode. So it's got to be the opening episode because it makes sense to the
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
right?
But it's but
So
it's
we may get a
it's
clunker again with the
yeah.
robot revolution, but episode 2 looks like it's like a god episode again. That looks fantastic.
It does, yeah. So episode two is the Cuphead monster in Miami in the 1950s. The TARDIS ends up in 50s Miami, and we see the Doctor and Belinda heading to a theater show, and
Now,
then
isn't the
suddenly,
episode called The Harvest Bringer? Right? Is that what?
well, I Connor has said it's called the Harvest Bringer, but I haven't had any confirmation on whether that's the title or
But the
not.
Robot Revolution, is that the confirmation for the first episode
Yeah,
or
the
no?
Robot Revolution is going to be the first episode, and episode 4 is supposedly called Conrad's Lucky Day, which is Conrad, if you don't know, is the name of Ruby's boyfriend who will be in
Now,
season 2.
isn't Ruby's boyfriend the grandson of Miss Flood, or no? We don't know that yet.
We know very little about him apart from the fact that it seems like he's going to be the he
The
is going to
villain.
be a villain. He's going to have some sort of significant part
Because
in
doesn't
the
he alter
finale.
time or something? And he's against Unit or something like that.
Well, he wants to expose Unit for what they are, so it seems that the public know of Unit, but they don't know Unit's purpose.
Right.
So I think his whole idea, his whole motto is to like tell the public exactly, everything that's been going on alien wise, what's
And of
going
course,
on,
she's
what
not going along with it because she knows what Unit is, right? I mean, that's,
yeah,
she's the girl.
she's going to be working for Unit in season 2.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on there with that. So, and then in the finale, from what's been said from the finale, it's a two-part finale where it seems like this Conrad guy has taken over the entire planet,
Right.
and everything's very mysterious, very George Orwell 1984, very mysterious. Even the Doctor is going around being referred to as John Smith. He even refers to himself as John Smith. Now, whether that's you know just a disguise to what he's doing, or is it possible that he has chameleon arched himself, or maybe he's been hypnotized or something? But he was heard on set during filming of the finale, introducing himself as Mr. John Smith.
Now, we also heard that Ruby dies in the finale, right? That looks like it's certainly almost, right? Basically.
Yeah, so apparently Ruby dies in the finale when they get everything back to normal. And supposedly the Doctor flips out at Unit, goes in an absolute rage, and storms into the TARDIS and disappears.
And then they're
Um,
screwed for the spinoff because they have to deal with
yeah,
CW. But I heard that
supposedly,
he appears at the end. Is that true?
I
Like to
don't know.
save the
I
day?
haven't. I haven't heard anything. What I've heard is that the finale episode, the Doctor leaves like 5 minutes before the end of the episode, and supposedly those last 5 minutes of the episode are basically the beginning, or will lead into
You know that,
the one.
Charlie. I know he's used
Yeah,
that. I know he's used John Smith before when he was with Unit.
yeah.
I think when he was the third Doctor. So I'm well aware of that.
So he's it leads into the war between the land and the sea.
Hmm.
So it's going to be interesting.
Which
How
we don't know
everything.
if it's only one season also because
It's one season. I can tell you now. It's one season.
thank you, Charlie. He knows I know.
I can't. Let me see. Can I see the comments? Yeah. Uh,
Stick Boy 73 is Charlie.
yeah.
He's a member of our show,
Yeah.
the real
So
Lucha.
he is definitely. What was I going to say? It's definitely one season. It's definitely one season.
Oh yeah? Okay.
There are. I mean, Russell T Davis done an interview. I don't know if you caught this the other day.
Yeah,
Um,
I was talking about this on Twitter, and this is what people
yeah,
don't understand. They just
yeah,
finished filming the spinoff. So when they asked him, and he said it's far from done, they
yeah,
just finished filming. They don't have no special effects. They have no score. They have no title sequence. They have no nothing. They just finished filming.
yeah. They
So they
literally
didn't do
finished.
any of that stuff yet.
They've literally finished 3 weeks ago. So.
Right. They didn't
Uh,
do any of that stuff yet. So that
Yeah,
takes
they
months.
they might have at the very most, they might have a rough cut of episode 1, and that's without any
That's
visual
not even,
effects.
yeah, the whole point is
Yeah,
it takes so many weeks for special effects, so many, they have to get the score that
yeah,
it's going to take literally, like, yes, maybe you could have it in August. I don't think it'll be ready for May.
yeah,
But But
I
right off
think,
the bat,
yeah,
people that have no idea what they're talking about out there, that they're trying to be these YouTubers that are who tubers. They make it like, oh my God, they're holding the whole spinoff because Doctor Who's not going to be on the air for next year. Oh my God, it's not ready. Oh my God, why isn't it not done? They have no idea. They have no idea.
no.
So they just doom and glooming again, and they think he could snap his
It's
fingers like
yeah,
like Charlie said, and like friggin' like Thanos, and the thing's gonna be done. No, it doesn't work like that. So
yeah,
just like they
it's
think, this is what gets me. They think that Russell is waiting by the phone, right? And they
yeah,
think that the moment Disney Plus tells him it's okay, that he's gonna go on the street, and it doesn't work like that. You have to get permits. You have to
yeah,
tell them where you're gonna film. You have to get hotel stays, the food truck, Murray
yeah.
Gold, the costumes, like the script reads. They have to go in the table. They have to read the scripts.
All the crew,
Yeah,
yeah,
everything. Like, it doesn't. These idiots, and I have to call them idiots because they think that he gets a phone call and boom, he could go. No, it doesn't work like that. That's why from August till now, it's been prep work, pre-production. They have to hire the damn actors and actresses, give them contracts, tell them when they're gonna film. You think that Shooty made that shit up when he said that he's gonna be filming in February? No, but they don't want you to know that. So he has to know a schedule when
yeah.
he has to come
He-
back and film.
they know.
They don't get
I
it.
mean,
And how could they?
yeah.
How could these people make you believe this bullshit though? Like
I
it
know,
has to be planned out.
I know that that people have been commenting to you talking about the fact that the thing hasn't been registered, the company hasn't been registered as Hooniverse 3. Uh, and they are technically correct because so the way people are paid is through that company, as
Hold
it's
on,
called.
Beowulf. The spinoff is not getting delayed. They just didn't finish filming, so they're doing what they normally do when an episode is done. They're gonna work on the special effects now. They're gonna work on the editing. They're gonna work on the score. So he's just talking as if the episode was just finished filming, which it has. Nothing is getting delayed. It's just
Yeah.
they never said when it was going to be released in the first place. They just assumed it was going to be in 2025.
Mhm.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Maury. I'm sorry.
No, so basically, so the way people get paid the so it's how they get paid every week is through this sort of subsidiary company, as it's called. So there was one called Hooniverse 1 and Hooniverse 2, which is for
Right,
season 1 and season 2.
right,
So there will be a Hooniverse 3
right.
that the people are saying, well, that hasn't been registered yet. That hasn't been registered yet.
But that could get
That
registered at any time, right?
Yeah, so that takes a couple of weeks to appear before. So if you register it now, it won't appear for a few weeks online.
Mm-hmm.
So if what we have heard and what we've been told is that season 3 is filming in February, that could have been filed today. That
Well,
listing.
we heard that they were going to film in
Yeah,
January a little bit,
yeah, yeah,
and then when Shooty's ready in February. So, like I
yeah,
said, it could be the third week or the fourth week of January, and it could be
yeah,
in a sound stage. It could be on the TARDIS, whatever, or they're filming something with a companion and the companion's family or something.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Shooty's not ready till
yeah.
February, so it's very
So
light filming
yeah, so
January.
that could be ready to be listed any day now. It could appear any day.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a possibility. That's what could happen, right?
Right.
So we've also seen as well the Batwood for hiring crew for a TV show. They haven't
Yeah.
said what show it is, but they've said they need production coordinators. They need assistants. They're
First of
hiring
all,
for
common sense. You know, Bad Wolf ain't doing anything else but Doctor Who. So why would you
yeah
say it's not
yeah.
Doctor Who?
Well, in fairness, they do have a few other shows. That's in
Okay.
fairness, they do have a few other shows. That's to tell you the truth.
All right.
So it's possible it could be something else, but just based on what we're hearing, I'm inclined to think it's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's going on. Plus, Russell said the other part of what I was going to say about it was in that. I think it was in the same article where he talked about nothing happening yet. He says, I know I do like to hype things. I know I do like to hype a lot. He says, but I'm being honest. I mean, honest to God, true with you. He says this is probably the best thing I have worked on, like best like series of of all the spin-offs that he's made. He thinks this is the best one.
Right. What you want to tackle that in the comment section?
Um,
You can read it.
well, maybe you're making this up for engagement, mate. I'm not. I don't think we're making anything up. I've got bigger things to be doing than making stuff up.
Yeah. First
I'm
of
only,
all, I got to tell you, I'm engaged with gaming, and I'm in competition with my American title to be #1 in America. So, like the fact that that takes up 90% of my time, I don't have time for like nonsense, and my other time is split between writing books and Doctor Who. So um, if I was in it for engagement bait, I'd be doing like the greatest thumbnails. I would have the greatest camera. I would have friggin' I would look like a movie star. Okay, instead of looking like shit, mind you. And I would have videos every single day, maybe 5 videos a day about Doctor Who, like with charts and podcasts every day. So if I was really looking for engagement, and if that was true, there would be podcasts every day, maybe multiple podcasts a day. That's completely bullshit. Completely bullshit. But anyway.
um. So yeah,
But
it's gonna.
wait. But okay. So here's the thing. How does he say his name? Manager? How do you say that? Pronounce that. Manager? Is that how
Yeah, I
you
think
pronounce?
yeah, I think so.
Okay. So here's the thing that you could tell your mate. All right. You tell your mate when this shit comes true, and I'm the one that's mother effing right. He needs to do the right motherfucking thing. He needs to fucking promote the shit out of me, or come on this cast and admit he's wrong. How about that? How about that?
So
Anyway, yeah.
yeah, so look, the 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 thing is, it's things are
My
going ahead. Things are proceeding as expected.
yeah.
Um, season two uh, is, from what I've heard. I mean, I don't want to say the dates on here. I've told you the two dates.
We've
That
discussed it,
yeah,
and
we've discussed.
we're not gonna release it because, and the
It's
reason why we're not gonna
yeah,
release it is because I don't want to release it.
yeah. It is, but it is sooner than season
Oh,
one.
Matt.
We can
Okay.
tell you, it's sooner than season one. It's not far away. It's not
Yeah.
far away. It is sooner. So it's yeah. So that's what it's likely going to be. But you know, full steam ahead with what's going on now. As I say, we hear different things. You hear different things. I hear different things, and we talk
Yeah.
and we see what
I
like.
have a source in the BBC, right? You work in the industry,
Yeah.
right? And you talk to Russell, and I communicate with Russell through like when his Instagram thing, like I'll say something or whatever to him or whatever. And like I said, we have our own sources. And I've been covering this since 2011. This isn't my first rodeo. I got 14,000 videos on YouTube, and most of them are Doctor Who. I think I know what the F I'm talking about. And I've been at Doctor Who filming. I met Matt Smith. I saw Moffat, Karen Gill, and Arthur Darvill. In fact, the cops came between me and Matt Smith when I went to shake his hand on the street. So, like, uh, I've been heavily into Doctor Who since I was in kindergarten. So, like, that's when it started. So, and it never stopped. So, um, no, no. Season 3 is 2026,
Yeah.
flat
Well, I
out.
guess. they're not. You know,
No,
this is just what I
not a
say.
gap year. No, we're
We
not.
we we have spoken about this, right? And I've got certain people saying, I come on here and I say what I hear from all different sides and what I hear from several different people. I've got one person telling me Disney have paid up, which is what I like to believe. Disney have
Right.
paid up for another 2 seasons. I've got another person telling me Disney haven't paid up and they're in negotiations with another streaming partner.
Hmm.
Um, I hear different things from different people. Nobody seems to know quite definitively what's going on. And I suppose that isn't bad news. That's just that
All right,
these things.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna intervene because I know you having trouble talking about it, but I look. Here's the thing, right? My haters could come on here and say Matrix Lord was wrong because he said Jodie Whittaker was going to stay. Let's use that for an example, right? And what happened with that? Jodie Whittaker's like, oh, I got pregnant and I can't be the doctor. There you go. So my hater would be like, how did you not know that? Well, gee, I don't know when Jodie Whittaker and her husband have sex. And I don't know that they use protection or not. So you know what? It happened. She got pregnant. She can't be the doctor. She was showing. And you know what? She didn't stay longer than she did. There you go. So Matrix Lord's wrong? Yeah, but guess what? How the fuck would I know that? Okay? Same thing, like, it's the stupidest things ever, right? The stupidest fucking things these people say ever. Now, I also said when they weren't allowed to film during COVID times, they broke the rules and they filmed during COVID times. And I said, they're gonna fucking film anyway. And they did. And yes, maybe they paid fines, but they still filmed when they weren't allowed to film during COVID times with different things with restrictions. They said, fuck the restrictions. Okay. So, like, there's been other times too. Oh, I got the release date wrong. Maybe they change it. That could be changed. They could decide the last minute. That's
yeah,
why I don't want to give the release date
yeah.
because they could decide, oh, this is perfect to release it this time. So when if I go on here and say, oh, it's coming out this time and I'm wrong, people are gonna be like, oh, how could you be wrong? Now, I came out first one when I said Matt Smith was leaving. People are like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Moffat just talked about fucking Matt Kavarian being in another season with Matt Smith, and guess what? He left, and people got pissed that I was right. Okay, so there are things that happen
Yeah.
that's beyond our
Well,
control. Like,
look.
if I knew everything, first of all, even I want to bring up COVID for a second. I spent 3,000, no, 2,500 dollars to do my book and I released it on March 10th. I had no idea that March 11th we would go into lockdown. I had no idea what a lockdown was. No one did. And I lost thousands of dollars because at launch it was in the biggest Barnes and Noble flagships in the city. And nobody could get to it because everything shut down because of lockdown. So I lost thousands. Shit happens, people. And you know what? Most of the time, I'm right. And I have a good track record. So all my haters, they can talk a lot of shit. But at the end of the day, I'm the only one that has been saying definitively that season 3 is happening, and no one else has.
Look.
Definitively.
Uh, to Matt in the comments, it's it's coming out in 2025. They don't need a whole year for post production. It's coming out
Yeah.
in late 2025. Even the cast have said it's coming out. Look at Russell Tovey when he's posted. Look at Colin McFarlane. Look at Ruth
I don't
Manley
know why
discussing
I don't know
that.
why Matt you posting doom and gloom. Like, I mean,
So
again,
it's
you
not.
asked the guy, he just finished filming. Of course
Look,
nothing's done.
it's one of the BBC's most profitable shows. They're not going to let these people are talking about. Oh, the show's dead. The show's dead. The BBC are not letting this show go. I'm sorry to tell you, the BBC are not letting this
First
show
of
go.
all, they're going to be the Disney Plus is going to get the entire catalog,
Yeah,
right? And that's going to keep people staying subscribed. because all the people that love the classic series, guess what? You're going to have to go to Disney Plus to watch it. There you go.
Yeah.
And Russell's going to get what he wants. And again, what you think he's waiting for is not what he's waiting for. Okay.
There,
You think he's waiting for the announcement on season 3 when there's other bargaining chips involved. There is the season 4, brand new show. There is new spinoff, second
there's
spinoff
there's
negotiation.
there is there's several offices. Each spin-off now has an office. RTD said that in Doctor Who magazine. They've all got, and the thing is, these things are going to happen. Now, as I was saying earlier about different people telling me different things, right? One person who has been very reliable to me before, I don't know whether I said you this, but I'm going to tell you it now anyway. One person who has been very reliable to me before texted me today and said to me what they believe is going to happen if hypothetically Disney did say we're out, right?
Which you're not, but yeah.
Which they're not. But if hypothetically, if Disney said they were out, what would happen is the show would still be made because Bad Wolf are owned by Sony, right? Now,
Well,
from
well,
what this,
percentage. Well,
well,
not fully, but
the majority, uh, but the Sony would so what would happen is production would go ahead as normal. Sony would step in to cover the gap in the budget for that season. And whilst that season is being made, while season three has been made, the BBC and Batwolf would be talking to other streamers and have a deal in place for season four going forwards. Season four, as you said before, Joe, would of course be a new Doctor, a whole new era, and that's how it would start off. As do I think RTD's leaving soon?
no.
No, he's not. RTD is,
It's actually 9 episodes because it's 8 episodes
yeah.
plus a Christmas special.
RTD is. I'm not going to say when, but RTD's here for another while.
Yeah, no, he did listen. Here's the thing,
Yeah,
okay? Like I was saying on Twitter,
yeah,
he committed originally to 4 seasons.
yeah, yeah,
It's not going to be anything less than 4 seasons, and it may be longer than 4 seasons because again, it also reignites his motivation because he gets to write for a new Doctor, which is a huge plus. Okay, and it's never been where if he's going to write for a new Doctor in season 4, they never really leave their Doctor. They always want to finish their Doctor's story, right? So
yeah,
he would probably be there until that Doctor leaves.
yeah.
And
Look,
he's going to evolve, okay? Because as time passes on, that Disney Plus is making a lot of money from his efforts. He's going to be promoted into Disney Plus to oversee various projects as well as still retain his Doctor Who control. So don't be too surprised as if you see Bad Wolf and Russell or just Russell being involved with the MCU or Star Wars or whatever because he's going to be like the Kevin Feige. He's going to be evolving and there's going to be a lot of stuff that he's going to be doing in the future. A lot of people are not going to like it and tough, really. And all his friends are going to evolve also because Moffat's right there with them. Moffat's going to get his projects greenlit. His wife is already talking about that she has insider knowledge that there's going to be another season of Sherlock. To you and I, we have no idea how that's going to happen because he's doing Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Martin Freeman are filming stuff from MCU. But she's under the impression they're going to do another season. So guess what? She probably knows better. They're going to do another season. Where are you going to put Sherlock? Well, there's other shows too. Maybe Gatiss gets back into the picture. Maybe they do another season of Dracula. Or Moffat's been doing side projects. Chibnall's been doing side projects. Whoever's connected with Russell, they're going to be promoted. Look at David Tennant. David Tennant's got a show on Disney Plus already.
Yeah,
Already.
Rivals. Yeah.
So there you go. It's just a matter of expanding and evolving.
It's as Russell said himself, it takes a while to get the empire in shape.
Correct. And you also have them negotiating the second spinoff. You have them negotiating what they're going to do with TARDIS Tales or whatever the hell it
Yeah,
is. Like,
because
they're going to bring classic
the
Doctors back. They're going to do
the
special things.
the biggest problem with the only form of criticism that I was aware of from Disney's point of view was viewer retention, and that wasn't for the series. That was for people who were subscribed to Disney Plus, right?
Correct.
So basically, they had people signing up from across the world to watch Doctor Who, right?
Yep.
And once they finished Doctor Who, what did they do? They cancelled their subscriptions. And Disney don't like that. They want you to stay.
Right.
So this is why Disney, whether it's been agreed, but I know it's been talked about, want the entire catalogue of Doctor Who, because when you finish watching season two or the latest season of Doctor Who, Disney can then pop up on your screen and say, "Look, here's all the series from 1963 to 1989. Here's all the stuff from 2005 to 2022. Go and watch it."
Did you ever think that the show was always going to be approved, but Disney is holding out because they want the effing catalog? And they're not making an announcement because they're trying to get the BBC to budge and give them the fucking contract. So they're kind of like
Yeah,
delaying an announcement when they already paid for it
yeah.
because Russell
It
said
could.
they spent it already.
I think it could be. Do you know what? That's actually a good point. I think that the back catalogue could be a bargaining chip that the BBC have with Disney,
Because
because
that's the reason why Disney, first of all,
yeah,
think about it. That's why Disney is not announcing it's being renewed. Even though they paid for it,
yeah,
you and I know that they paid for it. Russ already said subliminally it was
yeah,
spent, right?
because
And that even if there was canceled with Disney Plus, they're still going to use that money to film season three, and it's going to look like Disney Plus season three on the BBC because they got the money already.
because the thing is, right, this could be so funny in the negotiations, right? Just thinking about this for a second, right?
Yeah,
So if Disney have paid for another two seasons and a spin-off like they did the first time,
right,
Russell could turn around and say, "Well, actually, you know how Russell speaks. Russell could say, "Well, actually, we've got the whole Doctor Who back catalogue, and we'll give it to you, but we want the money for another two spin-offs."
right,
You know, so
right.
you've give us two seasons of the spin-off, but we'll give you the
Listen,
back catalogue.
it's one hand washes the other.
Yeah,
Russell's got to make sure that his people stay employed, right? And Disney Plus has got to do. And again, this could think about this for a minute now, right? Bad Wolf, Sony, right? Who am I competing in? I'm competing with Sony PlayStation, right? They are the
yeah,
biggest video game fucking number one, right? You don't
yeah,
know they're negotiating to get Doctor Who video games where Disney Plus makes money with the BBC, right?
yeah.
You don't know that.
Well. That would be it. Wouldn't be Sony negotiating because, as I say, it's the BBC that owns the
No,
properties.
I
The
know that,
BBC,
but I'm just
yeah.
saying.
It's I just find it hilarious where, like, if Disney have paid up, Russell could turn around and say, "Hey, Disney, do you know the way you wanted people to stay subscribed to your platform? Well, guess what? We've got the entire catalog to the entire 61, 62 years of this show, and we'll give it to you, but we want money for another three spin-offs."
First of all, Matt, like, are you trying to like tell me something that's been on my channel already? Because you're talking about secret project. I did videos
Oh,
on
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Do you
What?
remember? You remember the thing we were talking about? The other thing, the third thing. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, no, we can't say that.
Yeah, we can't say that, but
No, no,
that that
we can't
that
say that. No.
that is that is still in
We're
development. Yeah.
not. We're not saying that because you
Oh
know
no no
what?
no no.
I mentioned that, and that's the end of my sources.
Yeah
Immediately,
yeah
immediately cut off.
yeah.
I'm not
You and
getting
I
blackballed. No,
you and I both. So we're not going any further with
I'm not
that.
that stupid. No.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something right now. I, I
Uh,
I'm gonna be evolving. He's gonna be evolving. Don't be too surprised in the future. Different things that we do. So I am not gonna bite the hand that feeds me. Okay.
no,
Sorry.
it's it's gonna be
You'll never
it's
know.
yeah.
For me,
Well, put it like this: you'll know when the rest of us know about it. Want to put it at that?
there were times that I had a direct fucking message. Like I had a direct message from someone I knew in the BBC, right? And my whole cast knew what was going to happen. We were not allowed to fucking say shit, okay? That I actually got a fucking phone call about it, right? And I had to scrap the whole fucking thing because we were not allowed to do that. And I made a promise and everything, and we just didn't release shit. We didn't reveal anything. But and that happened. And I'm like, you know what? Got to show respect because I'll never get the fucking scoops again.
Yeah.
So I scrapped
I
the whole
mean,
fucking cast that night.
I mean, I mean, you
No,
and I both know.
you're
You and I
not.
both.
You're
Oh, I'm
not.
not. Oh, I'm not saying
No,
anything. I'm
we're
not
not.
saying anything. But
No.
all I will say to you is, I could make a phone call to someone right now if I wanted to, but I'm not going
Yeah, we
to.
know. We know.
Um,
First of all, okay. In my live stream, this is the funny thing. I'm playing video games. Matt
yeah.
is like, he called you a casual fan, right? And I'm like, motherfucker. He met Russell T Davis like how many fucking times in a couple of months?
I'm a
Like
casual fan.
you're not no casual fan. You're like that's ridiculous.
I'm a casual fan. I'm
Meaning
not.
you're
You know
like
what?
nobody. Meaning like you're just like Joe Schmo, like
I
talking shit, like you're just making shit up.
without giving too much away. I, I
You don't need to. You don't need to.
you know the contacts I have,
I
Joe.
know.
You know the contacts I have. You know,
Motherfucker met Shooty Gat also. I mean, come on.
I could call that man right now if I wanted to, but I'm not
I
going to do
know.
that. I could call
No,
that
we're
man.
not. We're not. We're not. We're
I'm
not.
saying what people told you. Well, who told you that? Who told you I was a casual fan?
He did, Matt.
Oh no, he's saying someone told him.
Oh,
Um, so no, I'm not a casual fan.
you know what the funny thing was, Bad Wolf? Right? Me
Uh,
and Marty were talking about that, right? About RTD on the Real Whovians one day.
imagine.
Wouldn't that be giving the finger to those bad Whovians? Right?
Would never happen. He'd never agreed to it.
No.
He'd
Oh,
never agreed
you
to
know what? Who knows? He probably wouldn't give a shit,
it.
maybe. If he was about to do it anyway.
Uh,
Yeah.
All right, so people think I'm a casual fan of the Discord group. Apparently,
Who
well, that's
cares?
fine. That's fine.
Who
I've been
cares?
watching the show for I've been watching this show for 20 years. I've been watching it. I was watching it when half of these guys were still in
I
your
was
bloody.
watching this show and you weren't even born. That's crazy.
I was watching
You
it when
know,
your
I
ass
always
was.
thought you were older. I always thought you were older by your voice.
Yeah, I sound
I
older,
used
but
to,
I'm not.
I used to think you were like in your 50s with
Oh
your
my
voice,
god, don't
and
say that.
it turns out you're like a baby. Not that you're a baby, but you're like young. I think you're younger than my kids. I think.
No, I think I'm 25. So
Joe, my son Joe is 26,
yeah,
and my son Anthony's 24. So you're right in the middle.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a deep Irish voice. But no, I'm not a casual fan. I've been watching for 20 years. Uh, I'm I work in the industry. Matt, I work in the industry. I've worked with David Tennant. I've worked with
Right.
writers. I know people connected to the show who used to work on who have worked on the Cordera. I've worked with them. Um, I'm not going to go into details, but like
No, you're not.
I've worked in the industry for the past 3 or 4 years, so
You
I
got to be
don't.
very
So,
careful because they're trying, like, not he's trying to hook you, but
yeah.
you're
So
already feeling too much already.
I've been watching the show for 20 years. When no offense to some of the people who've been saying I'm a casual viewer, I was watching the show when you guys were still in your nappies or your diapers.
But
So I'm
the
not.
funny thing was too is that before Marty became a member of my show, you were a casual viewer, right?
Yeah.
And you even turned on me. We were villains.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. Yeah, I
They
know. And
don't
then
know it either. And then there was
and,
a
and,
whole storyline with that.
and then we, run for it, Marty.
That's right. And then when you became on, all the haters tried to manipulate you to sabotage my show.
Yeah.
Remember? You and
Yeah.
me, Marie. Yeah.
Me and Beamster. Yeah. God love
Yeah.
that guy. So yeah, Joe, I
Wherever
don't
he
get
is.
involved. I don't get in wars anymore. I know exactly where he is. He's keeping a low
See, the thing
profile.
is, if people are going to go that desperate to sabotage my show, they must feel that I am the greatest fucking person talking about Doctor Who in existence. And they try, right? Because the trouble that they did to try to have him and Memory sabotage my show was crazy. And it didn't work. Because unfortunately, we fought again, right, Marty? I was like, get out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were like,
With the famous artwork that I made, where it's like Peter Parker walking the other way instead of throwing out the Spider-Man suit, Memory was in the garbage.
yeah. So
Jesus Christ!
I don't, as I
But
say,
those assholes still exist, by the way. We're not going to
all
mention them, but
well, we're
they
not going to
still
mention
exist.
this. I don't. I let them do their thing. I don't cause arguments. I don't want an argument with them. If I let them say their piece, I don't
They
necessarily agree
tried
with
so
what they
hard,
say.
and guess what? They didn't get me off. I'm
I
still
don't. I
on
don't.
YouTube. I'm still everywhere, and I'm stronger than ever. So it's fine.
But all I can say is, look, I, I come on here and I say what I hear, but at the same time, there is stuff that I know that I don't. I like professionally because of working in the industry,
You
because
can't.
of
You
what
can't.
that I can't even tell you.
No,
There is
I
stuff.
know
There
that.
is
I
stuff.
know that.
There's stuff.
And
There is
believe me,
stuff.
they
Yes.
know. They know that he does my cast. They
Yeah.
knew who
Like.
I am. They absolutely know who I am.
Yeah. So it's like I know. Like there is stuff that I know that I can't even tell you. There's not. There's.
I
I
know.
just. That's just how things
I
are.
mean,
Like
I wouldn't say it if he told me I
Yeah.
can't say it,
when
but
when someone
and there's
when
trust
someone's
there. But
when you are, before I say anything, I always say, is it okay for me to say this, and they normally give the green light. But when someone says to me, you do not speak about this, I don't speak, and that's how it is in this industry. When you're told not to
that's it.
speak, you don't
Oh
speak.
yeah, just
Simple
like
as that.
they look when you went for that job interview that time,
Yeah.
and they said if you take the job, you can't be on the Whovians cast anymore. What made you explore doing?
Yeah.
And it's like
They're bas-
okay, and you
yeah.
even told me you said I may be leaving the podcast because
Yeah.
they don't want if I get the job they don't want me I can't be doing
Yeah.
your podcast. And I said
Yeah.
I understand, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's,
It is what it
if
is.
that's those are the, unfortunately, those are the.
It's a politics involved because
Yeah.
they always give the scoop to say Radio
Yeah.
Times or their buddies, and if all of a sudden they're giving the scoop where it's knowledge that they're giving it
Yeah.
to me, then then they'll
Yeah.
have to deal with their
It's
friends, and it's
yeah,
politics.
it's a
It's
conflict.
politics.
It's a conflict of interest, and I do
Yeah.
work in the industry, and
Already though, someone did burn their bridge.
yeah,
The one that you love in was it the mirror? The girl, whatever her name is.
yeah, Nicola Method,
She
yeah.
she ruined her shit
Yeah.
now.
It's
Good
look,
luck fucking finding shit
if
out now, honey.
if put it like this, if I ever, if I am ever lucky enough in years to come to work in that industry and eventually get a job on that show, like I'm gone. You're never going to see me on a podcast
Oh, same
whilst
thing. If I
whilst I'm
was
working on
writing
that
an
show.
episode of Doctor Who, you would never
Yeah.
fucking know about it until
Oh,
you see my fucking name show up in the goddamn credits.
yeah. So it's you're not. I'm gone. I'm gone like the wind. So
We wouldn't be
that's how
allowed
it
to,
is.
no matter
So,
what. You
but by the
know,
way,
we wouldn't
look,
be allowed to.
Bad Wolf, they do have eyes everywhere. Believe you me, they do
Oh,
have eyes
absolutely.
everywhere. They,
Let me tell you, absolutely.
you've got to keep in mind these people are fans and they look at videos on the internet just like we do. They know who's talking about the show. They know what's being said.
Oh yeah,
Uh, and like so, Matt, just I don't know. Tell anybody that's listening to this. I think whether
you're not
whether
saying
you're.
when it's coming out. You're not.
I'm not saying when it's coming out.
You're
So
not.
to anybody that's
It's
listening to
soon.
this, uh, it's soon. But I'm just
It's
gonna
soon.
say, look, I'm just gonna go back to the original point. I'm not a casual viewer. This show is the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, this show is the reason I'm working in the TV industry. It's the reason I've been lucky enough to meet people like David Tennant and Shooty Gatwa and Russell
Right.
and several other people that have been connected to the show. I've met Jane Tranter, Judy Gardner, Phil Collins, and been lucky to meet them all. So I look that's all I have to say and can say on the matter. But I'm not sitting
I enjoy
here.
it.
I'm not sitting here making stuff up because I've got better things to be out with my life.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Like
Um,
I even told Marty, I don't even know if we were going to do this cast because Matt was in the gaming stream. I was getting sick and I
yeah,
wasn't feeling well. But I said, no, you know what? I got to do the real Whovians.
yeah. So look, season 3 is coming. Uh, it's I don't know how many more times I have to say this, but it is coming. It's the show is not getting canned.
Right. The thing
And
that gets me though, Marty, is that I tend to be like with all the bullshit we were put through by these people, like the bad Hoovians or whatever. When everything happens the way we said it, I want to be recognized, and I want you to be recognized. And I think that all the effort that they did to try to destroy us, they should promote us for the amount of months and shit. Like they call me a liar and a grifter and promoting it on their main thing, pinning it to their name and their YouTube channel. They need to fucking grow a pair of balls and admit.
do you know what? I don't even
I
to
know
be
you don't
completely
care. I
honest.
do.
I
I
I, I
do.
don't because I know because it's your channel. Of course you care.
No, but it's not
Uh,
that. They leaked my address.
yeah.
So fuck
The
them. Like
I
honestly,
I just say what I have to say now. And go. I don't.
they made it personal. That's why I'm
Yeah.
a dick about it.
And I and
Okay.
I totally get it. Totally get it.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but look, Matt, there's gonna be put it like this. There's gonna be gap years is what was killing the engagement with the show. They don't want gap years. So
No gap years.
2026, no matter what happens, there's going to be Doctor Who in some form, and 2027, right the way up. We've said this before, right the way up into the early 2030s. This show's going to keep
We
going.
already covered that. We already said it was going to be
Yeah,
the commission date, the famous commission date, where when you give a date, it can't be filmed past that date. So unless
yeah,
they change the commission date, I think it was 2033. We said right.
yeah, yeah.
That's safe. The show is safe.
So it's fine. It keeps going, but there's going to be negative people out there that don't like the show, don't like what's
Yeah.
what's going on with it, and do you know what? That's their opinion. Give it a couple of years, it'll change again, and who
Yeah,
knows?
but
Maybe
also
I.
don't believe. Here's the thing: you got to have some type of common sense in life, right? It's fine to watch every single Doctor Who podcast there is, but don't make the determination to believe these people 100% and use common sense, right? Like these people, they make it like Disney's going bankrupt. Let me tell you something right now. Disney's not going bankrupt, okay? They lose money, they get tax write offs, they get whatever, right? When they were, oh, is that you, Marty?
Hello, I
Wow.
don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
lost you.
Yeah, I don't know why there's another one of me here, but yeah, this is me.
Okay. So with Disney Plus, they were mad that with Disney, I mean, they were mad that Sonic kicked the Lion King's ass. What was the first thing they wanted to do? Let's buy Sega. They didn't give a fuck. It's $1 billion. They made a goddamn fucking offer because they like these motherfuckers interfered with the Lion King. Right now, the Lion King's doing better, right? Mufasa
Yeah.
or whatever, right? But they were willing to shell out $1 billion like it was nothing. Nothing. And again, these are the same people that wasted money on Captain America Brave New World, right? Was like $500 million so far, climbing to make.
Look,
And they're probably going to lose money, sure, but guess what? There's no way in hell Disney Plus or Disney in general will go bankrupt ever, ever.
the thing is, right, when it comes to Doctor Who, right, when it comes to the show and the IP, the thing is, right, these people who are saying, well, the show's dead, let the show die, da, da, da. Let's just say, right, hypothetical, right, this is just imaginary scenario, right? Let's just say after season three goes out, and the BBC are like, right, we're not bringing the show back. You could people who live like I obviously wasn't around, but people who lived through the time in 1985 when Colin Baker, when the series was taken off air for 18 months, when the show was axed in 1989, the outcry that happened when that show was axed, that there were so many thousands of calls going into the BBC every day. The whole lines into the BBC were jammed
Yeah,
back. There were people protesting. There was articles in newspapers. There was all over the news. People protesting. Fans. The appreciation societies were going crazy at the time. Now that was in the 80s. Can you imagine
yeah,
Can you imagine the storm that will happen today if they cancelled that show?
yeah.
There would be people protesting outside the BBC in London if it happened. So this show is not going away. It's still making money for the BBC. The BBC need as much money as they
Yeah.
get at the minute. It's gonna they're gonna keep it around some way or the other, and it's 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 totally adaptable and totally changeable. And you know if they decide to go ahead and you know they will try anything to keep that show going. Should that be bringing in a new showrunner, or should that be a different production company? The show will continue. The show
Yeah.
will continue. There's I know people are in an
Well,
ideal
I
world.
wanna, I wanna, I wanna. I have to talk. I have to say something to
Yeah,
Matt here because I have to make things perfectly clear here because I don't like what the way this is going. I just want to be perfectly clear when I say, okay, you're mentioning people in here, right? Okay. Um, I am not agreeing with you at all with that. Okay. I am friends with Bolstruck. We have a difference of opinion. All right. He's been following me and he's been a fan of me and I've been a fan of him. And again, we don't agree, but we are friends. So, I'm going to tell you right now, I will never say a bad thing about him. And just like if you have a friend that's a Republican or a Democrat, you could be friends. And yes, it's true. It's damn true. As far as Nerd Erotic goes, I don't know him personally, and I don't have any you know I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he says, and with Nerdrotic, and I do have an issue with him where he did all these reviews of Supergirl, which I loved Supergirl, and then afterwards, when it was like off the air or something, he had admitted that he never watched past season one, which pissed me off because I'm like, well, I watched your show all the time. How could you review something if you never watched it? So after that, I just flat out didn't feel he was genuine, and I didn't believe a word he said afterwards. That nothing personal, but that I don't like being misled, and I don't like when people say that they could. You can't review something if you don't watch it, and this has come up with Mr. H reviews that he said he's gonna review stuff, but he's not gonna watch it. I don't know how that's possible. So that pisses me off because it's not genuine. Like if you're gonna review something, you can't take the cliff notes that somebody else watched and told you what to say. You gotta watch it because you have no idea if it's bad or not. So and this is a new thing where people are reviewing shit and they don't even watch it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know what? To each their own. But again,
Yeah.
I am not enemies with Bolstrick in any way. We're both friends, and we don't agree, but we both love each other's stuff. So there you go. And that's it. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't watch Neurotic anymore. Bolstrick I watch. I don't watch Neurotic anymore. But anyway.
To be honest, yeah. So that's it. But yeah, that's basically all that I know. All that we can say at the minute. But look,
We said enough though. Nobody's paid attention.
yeah, yeah,
We said that the Daleks are appearing in season 3. Who the fuck
yeah,
said that? Nobody.
yeah,
We said that the
yeah,
Cybermen are going to appear in season 3. Who the
yeah,
fuck said that? Nobody. That
yeah,
is the biggest fucking spoilers in existence, and nobody's running with it. Nobody's be like, oh my god, Matrix close to this, because nobody believes us that season 3 is happening. And you know what? That's even better that they don't believe us, because when it comes out, they have to recognize us because we're the ones that kept saying it. That's the way I feel.
yeah.
Got to
We'll
give it
see.
to us.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll let them rant
Oh, I
from
watch
their
everybody's shit. Believe me when I tell you, I watch
yeah.
everybody's shit except
I
for
don't
my
anymore.
enemy. I can't sit there for 4 hours
Yeah.
that he's cursing me out and giving me death threats. But
Yeah.
and he's supposed to be talking about Doctor Who, so I can't watch him. But I
Yeah.
watch everybody's stuff, and because I'm a fan of Doctor Who at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, yeah, that's basically what's going on. So, as
if
I say,
you think if you think that you're going to believe these people, that are going to make it, that the star of the show has no idea if the show's continuing or not, and if you're going to listen to their words, how they painted the actor Shooty Gatwa, that he just said it on his own and it's not real. If you believe that bullshit, something's wrong, because every single actor and actress know when they have to film. And if you think this is the first time in history that this is going to happen where he doesn't know he has to film, you're wrong.
yeah,
Obviously, BBC admitted they did not tell Graham Norton to censor it, so it was Disney Plus and Disney Plus alone. And that's it.
that's it.
They don't want
So
him to know. And what did
yeah,
Russell say? Got to wait
yeah.
for them to. They got to tell him you can announce it or not.
He told me, don't worry about it.
Right.
Everything's under control.
And that's, first of all, you met him. It doesn't matter how many times you met him in the past couple of months, right? It doesn't matter where
Yeah,
you met him. Doesn't matter, right? You met him and you talked to him, and
yeah,
he knows you do my podcast. He knows you know me. Like, you went for a fucking interview with Bad Wolf, for crying out loud. So so the point is that he's gonna tell you and you're gonna tell me, and he knows you're gonna tell me. He knows. So he just wants us to relax and know it's fine. Don't worry about it. And I'm not stressed anymore at all, because Russell said, don't worry about it. I'm not worried at all.
yeah.
The
It's fine.
showrunner told us not to worry about it. He said it's fine, right? How much
Yeah,
more fucking confirmation do you need? How much more reassuring do you need? And it wasn't directed to you, Matt, or Bad Wolf. It was directed to us. Don't worry about it. Everything's happening. It's happening. We got it all under control. That's it, man. I can go back and play my fucking video games. I don't need to do fucking podcasts when I want to. That's it. I'm going to go wait and see and watch it. That's it.
yeah. That's it. That's it.
That's it, man. If
Yeah,
they wanted us to not talk about it, like I said years ago when I got that phone call, they would call us directly. Directly.
yeah.
Or they would find a way to communicate with us directly and say, listen, don't say that the Daleks are in season 3, all right? Because we don't want anybody to know that Davros is coming back, and that Shooty and Davros were in a play together and shit. Like
Yeah,
and hi and they're gonna come back and they're gonna be a fucking big
yeah.
fucking thing.
Well, I don't know. They would probably call me directly. I don't. They probably would get in contact with you some other way, but they would call me directly.
I'm telling you right now, if that was the case, the guy that's from the BBC, that's my source, would fucking send me a message or call me immediately, just like he has in the wee hours of the morning. It doesn't even matter. I told him you could contact me any hour. You contacted me 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning. If something drastic happened that we were not allowed to talk about it, I would get a phone call and a message, and you would get your on your end.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So we're yeah
I'm
we're
not
fine.
worried. We're
We're all
fine.
good.
We're all good. And you know, and again, I do want to apologize. Like I said this on the gaming stream. Um, I do have that people always like, well, why don't you got celebrities on the Whovians cast? And again, it's my fault. You want to say I'm a dick? I'm a dick because I could have people on here. I'm not concerned with that. I'm not concerned with views. I'm not concerned with whatever. And it's always been that way. And it's I love my the actors and actresses that talk to me and stuff like that. I love the shit out of them. But it's just I am always spontaneous. I never could schedule shit. You know it, Marty. Like it's like we'll do it out of the blue. Boom. It's not like we're
Yeah.
scheduling it out. So like I talk to people all the time, and you know what? I love the shit out of them. And maybe this year, maybe I'll work on that. Um, and you'll see some people here. I don't need to prove. This is the thing. I don't need to this, and maybe this is why I don't have people on. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I don't need to boost a YouTube channel to talk about Doctor Who. I don't need to do all these special things and add-ons. I don't need to. I've been doing this since 2011. I have my record speaks for itself. I have 14,000 videos plus. I have more than 4 YouTube channels. Like I don't need to. I write books. I'm published author of 13 books. I'm one of the top gamers in the country. I'm number 4 in America out of hundreds of millions of people, gamers. I'm number 4. Okay? I don't need, like, I have so much shit going on in my life. I don't need to do these things to boost my channel.
It'll
You
be
know?
fine, Joe. It'll be fine. We'll
And I'm not working. And you know what? My YouTube channel's paying for shit. So you know what? There you go.
yeah. As I
There
say,
you go.
I'm back in Ireland. Been back for Christmas. I go back to the big city of London on Sunday, and
Nice.
yeah, so back to work on Monday, and yeah, I'll get catching up with people, and
Say hi to Paul McGann again.
I will say hi to Paul McGann again. Yeah, I'll say hello to Paul for you. I'll say
Jesus
hello.
Christ.
I'll, I'll say hi to Paul. I'll say hi to Shooty for you.
This
Uh,
fucking guy, he's like, oh, guess who I'm drinking with? Fucking Paul McGann. Fucking chilling.
yeah.
And this, the funny thing is, he goes to a play, and I'm like, oh, tell Shooty, I said he's great, and then he sends me a video. He's like, hey, Shooty, you're great. He's like, you are too, right? That was
Yeah,
hysterical, fucking hysterical.
yeah.
I'm fucking seeing
It's like
Shooty
shoot. It's
Galvin,
like
fucking
Shooty.
holy, you're
I
great.
was like, Shooty, you're a legend. He's like, you are too.
You're right, yeah, fucking great, unbelievable.
So he's lovely. He's lovely. He's really nice. So look, it's fortunate enough to be in that position. So yeah, I'm just, as I say, get back to London, back to work, and
God bless you, bro.
as
God
I
bless
say,
you. You come a
I
long way. God bless you, man.
I
I'm
have.
proud
It's
of you.
worked out. Well. It's worked out good.
Yeah.
It's worked out.
And
So
you're young, and you're doing
yeah,
all these things. Imagine what you do in your 30s, right? I mean, you'll be fucking directing. Maybe you'll be director for a Doctor episode. Maybe a writer
I,
Doctor episode. Who
I'll
knows?
be. I'd love to be the producer. I'd love to be a producer.
Yeah,
So yeah,
there you go.
yeah. I'll be living in Cardiff. Maybe me and
I
me. I'll
just, I
be.
just want, I just want when I become rich too. I want to be able to go in the like. I know Dan Slaughter. I talk, like more comics with Spider-Man than anybody in history, and he's friends with Moffat and friends with Russell, and they fucking let him in the TARDIS, and he's fucking doing the. I'm oh shit, moving the fucking controls and shit. I would love
Yeah.
that. I would love that.
So, we'll
Take a
see. We'll
picture in the
see.
TARDIS one day.
One day, one day, one day.
One
We'll
day.
bring you.
One day.
We shall bring you in, Joe, and you shall write an episode.
You never know. Never know. Might knock it out of the park.
It's gonna
Don't
be
know.
about. It's gonna be about the Doctor landing in
I'll
Staten
put it on
Island.
my I'll put it on my bucket list.
Yeah, he lands in Staten Island. He falls into a. He falls into a donut shop and he sees this guy who's like testing out water and donuts and
I don't know if I
pizza.
told you I write stuff sometimes, and I wrote like this big thing for like a Tegan Javanka Fifth Doctor, like with the Mara returning. That would
It,
be. I gotta tell you, like, here's the thing, right? Russell obviously did stuff like with the memory TARDIS and the bioregeneration for a reason, but and I'm gonna say this one more time. Now is the time, right? Caroline Ford. Now is the time, right? You want to get her?
look.
Get her now, right? Sylvester
It's
McCoy, get him now. Peter Davison, get him now. Just you want to do it? Just do a freaking episode for each of them, and return to the Happiness Patrol. Candyman's rebuilt. Do fucking the Mara versus Tegan versus the Fifth Doctor. You get Nisser involved. Do that shit. Get the Sixth Doctor, Colin Baker and Perry. Do this shit now. Paul McGann,
oh
we have nothing.
oh
Do it,
the
and
thing
we
the
will.
thing the things that I wish I could tell you.
No, I
But
know.
anyway, the things I could wish I could say. But
I want the
um,
Candyman back. I don't give a shit. Damn it. I want to. I want. Do we? Is there any real like action figure with the Candyman?
if
Old
I
school,
don't
right?
think so. I don't think so. Although
Get
it would
that
be.
fucking playset ready. Get the TARDIS pink with the. Oh, please. The guns,
Could you
Silas P. Everybody. Get
could you
Fifi.
imagine?
Just do it.
Just imagine the Candyman appear, and it's just typical Russell fashion, where he has the song playing. Who can
Could
make the
we get?
sun
Could we
rise?
get the Titans blind box? Now I know they're coming back with Doctor Who, right? Could we get them to do a Happiness Patrol fucking box set of fucking Fifi, Silas P, fucking like everybody, man, Candyman? Oh my god, just do it. Pink fucking TARDIS. Come on, man. Happiness Patrol fucking box set. Blind box Titan set. I would love
Fingers
that shit.
crossed.
Please.
Fingers crossed.
Is it
Anyway,
who is the guy alive that voiced the Candyman?
I don't. I think so. Yeah, I think yeah.
Okay. Jesus.
Just have the Candyman song playing as soon as he
Did you see
appears.
Russell take a picture with K9 the other day?
Yes, I did.
Oh, did you see what I said?
I don't think I did. No.
I think I told you I sent him a message.
Oh,
I
you
sent
did.
you a
You
picture.
did. Yeah. You did.
So
You did.
Juliet Landau, who was you know her from Buffy, right?
Yeah.
Drusilla. She has followed me for years on Twitter, right? And she knew I did books, and I did not even do anything. I didn't even know. And then I found out she did, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you for following me. She was, she did a thing where she was Romana, right? For I guess Big Finish or whatever, and she was so nice. And why the hell would you follow me, right? But I said to her, I said, you know what? I really wish that Russell would bring you in as Romana for Disney Plus. And I sent a message to Russell on his Instagram when he took a picture of K9. I'm like, yeah, get Juliet Landau to be Romana with K9. Because that would be fucking awesome. But, yeah. Season 1? Devil's Court. It's funny, the episodes I thought I would love, I didn't. The episodes I thought I would hate, I loved, which is weird. Um, I didn't like Space Babies. Okay. I didn't like Space Babies. I hated Space Babies. So that's Devil's Court. I thought it was the best episode, one of the best episodes. Um, uh, period. Devil's Court. I thought Moffat's Boom, perfect, right? Now correct me if I'm wrong. Episode 4 was that 73 yards? Or no, I can't think of what exactly the order was. Um, Dot and Bubble I loved, right? And I didn't think I was gonna love it. I was gonna hate it. 73 yards. I was pissed about it, but then it made sense when I saw the finale. So I love 73 yards, right? Because I said I had to wait and see how this pans out. Um, Rogue, I hated. So Space Babies and Rogue. The finale, loved the finale. So, and Doctor Who's first villain for me was Sutek. So you could say I was bribed. I don't know. I got my Sutek. I don't care what happened. I love it. So yeah, I don't like. I think 2 episodes out of the whole entire season. Oh, I wasn't crazy about the Church on Ruby, Church on Ruby Road, with the Goblin King. I mean, I guess it was just passing for me, but wasn't crazy about that. Oh, you want to talk about gaming? So for those Whovians that don't know, I woke up on like I think it was January 1st, whatever year that was, and I said, you know what, I want to be #1 in America on PlayStation profiles, and then I want to go for the world title. But I wanted to beat Akum, and at the time Akum was #1, and I remember running it by my kids, and my now the thing is that when I raised them, I put all the stuff that I loved aside because I thought the most responsible thing, going by the Spider-Man motto, great power comes great responsibility. My greatest responsibility is my children, and I stopped all my stuff and I just concentrated on being a dad, right? And then when they were old enough, you know, I got back into it. Now I did play Street Fighter with them or like Call of Duty or something, but to them I was like the Clark Kent, didn't know how to control the controller, or didn't know what I was doing. Oh, dad's horrible at games, whatever. They never saw that I was the biggest gamer there was, even before there was trophies with different systems and everything. So naturally, you know, when I got my own PlayStation, when they were living in Jersey, I live in Staten Island, um, and they started seeing me, play and everything, and they were kind of confused by the whole, you know, oh, you're a gamer like thing, and I started getting platinums, and then I, was getting good in Bloodborne, which was the hardest thing. Like I remember they introduced me to Bloodborne, and like, yeah, Dad, you can't handle that. That's Dark Souls, and I don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I played Dark Souls and everything I played, and I loved that shit. So they just never saw me be a gamer because I was concentrating on being a dad. So, um, my son Joe said, "Dad, you'll never beat a coon ever." And of course, when I heard that, I'm like, well, I got to do it now because my son doesn't believe in me. I want, them to see I can. And regardless of, um, yes, Gloria sent me a Christmas card, Christmas time. So, um, but anyway, what was I going to say? So, like this whole thing with Akum, and like over the years, he wasn't #1 anymore. And it doesn't matter because I still wanted to be #1 regardless of he's not #1 or not. I still had to beat him, and I did beat him. But the thing that the timing sucks, like he just was talking about retiring and this and bullshit and all this other stuff, and I was pissed off about that. But now he's banned, So now all his achievements don't exist. You can't see anything. He's not in competition. And I guess he gets to keep his stuff, but PlayStation Profiles, which acts separate from Sony, banned him. So whatever. Um, Passed him beyond platinums wise, and I'll be passing the trophy wise eventually. I got my 200,000 trophy. I think he had 220,000. I will beat that eventually. So, but he's off the radar. Passed him. So it's now down to Mr. Dealer is the next competition. And then Mr. Dealer is third. Then Raining Elbows is number two. Then TJ Meat is number one. And then I go for the world title. And I talked to a lot of them, and they're wonderful, wonderful people. So, uh, but I will be, you will see some familiar faces appear in the Whovians. And I'll ask Gloria if she wants to come back. We'll see. Maybe she will. All right. I know. I know. Well, the thing, see, I have like what's really working against me is my health with this infection and the scare of it could have went to my heart and all this stuff. It's just scary, and the medication and makes me tired, and or I get sick and nauseous, and I didn't think I was going to be able to. I had to leave the stream when I was doing the gaming stream because I got sick, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do this. But once I get everything taken care of with the surgeries, then my health will be 100%. But also another thing against me is the me not working, and then me still trying to. I beat a coon by going through the backlog, not buying games, like not So I worked. I was an essential worker during COVID, but I just lost my job in March, and then my health sort of took a dip. Um, no. It's the infection has nothing to do with COVID. The infection has to do with poison from my teeth, uh, because my body requires sugar, so sugar degrades the teeth. So I have the opposite of diabetes. So I'm always drinking sugar because I need to, or else I'll go in a coma. And it just erodes the teeth. And because I lost my medical coverage and dental coverage, um, couldn't pay for all that stuff. Now I just got new coverage, but they still can't cover everything. So I'm trying to work with this new medical coverage and dental coverage to try to get all the stuff done with the teeth, whatever needs to be done, whether it be extraction, whether it be root canals, whether it be bridges, um, because my teeth have decayed, um, and get the poison out of my mouth. So they couldn't even pull the teeth because of the infection was so bad. So I'm on heavy antibiotics to kill the infection, and then in a couple of weeks should be fine for them to do what they got to do. If that makes any sense. Um, Not offhand. It's the infection to do with the teeth that it's like the poison that they couldn't. You could die from it too. I mean, if it goes to your heart, you're screwed. So, um, you know, that's why I'm trying to. It's just a struggle because I'm on all the medicine and then my stomach acts up because my stomach can't handle it, and then I can't be too far from my house because I have to constantly go to the bathroom, which is bad. So either way, I get screwed. So, and then also because my income is now down to YouTube, I don't have the $1,500 budget that I would spend and devote towards the gaming. Just like I had a budget for the book, so I would spend thousands per book. Um, I'm doing with what best thing I can do with what I have, and people have been donating, and people have been very nice, and um, but I beat a coon without buying new stuff. It was through backlog of stuff that I had. So, you know, um, but now going forward, yes, if people have been very nice and generous and donating to me, and I've been buying games, and flying through it. Now, besides I want to do some AAA titles. Um, got a few platinums today. Not really anything crazy to talk about. Um, but to me, I'm hard on myself. I'm behind what I need to do. I feel I should have been at 7,900 already. I'm 7813, so I'm a little hard on myself. In fact, I really would have wanted to have 8,000 before New Year's Eve, but that didn't happen. And I know it's just not going to happen because financially, can't buy anything. So I am working on it, and I do feel I will have my 8,000 platinum in January. Don't know when, but let me get to 7,900 first, right? And two, I can't stream that much because my health sometimes. So I try to do the best I can and juggle, try to do podcasts when I can and do gaming when I can, as long as my sugar don't drop and I gotta take my medicine and I gotta get some sleep. So I sleep. I'm up during the night and then I sleep like now or soon, because I'm up usually during the night to play my video games. So that's that. I hope you feel better too, with your bacterial infection. And I hope you feel better with your epilepsy. It just sucks. It sucks when stuff happens like that. But we carry on. You carry on. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great day. See you later. Take care. Bye for now.